there! I'm so happy you could stop by and crochet with me today. We're going to start this cute little bird with a magic ring, and then we're going to single crochet 8 times in the magic ring. So here's how I do my magic ring. There are a few different ways you can do it. I do encourage you to learn it. Some people don't like it, but it is a wonderful technique in crochet, and I find it so helpful once you learn it. So there you go. I do have another video if you want a more dedicated video to a magic ring and how to make it. You can find that on my channel. So there's my magic ring. We have a loop, and we're going to do 8 single crochet stitches inside the magic ring, like this. Okay, so go ahead and make your 8, and I will come back at the end. Okay, so now at the end of round 1, you can gently close your magic ring just a little bit, but not too tight. Sometimes that makes the first stitch really tight and hard to get into. So now we're going to insert our hook in the first stitch and make a single crochet. And then I'm going to put a stitch marker in this first stitch of round 2. And now we're going to do another single crochet stitch in the same stitch for an increase. We could just say do an increase in that, and we're going to do an increase in every single stitch in round 2. So we started with 8, and at the end of round 2 we'll have 16 stitches. So keep going, make your single crochet increases, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, now we're at the end of round 2. We've made an increase in every stitch, and we should have 16 stitches. So you can take your stitch marker out, and we'll start round 3. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten up my magic ring good and tight now. I usually wait till the end of round 2 to do that. So this time we're going to single crochet in the first stitch. We're not going to increase. We're just going to single crochet in every stitch for rounds 3 through 5. So I'm putting my stitch marker back in the first stitch. Don't forget to do that if you have trouble keeping track like I do. And so we're just going to do 1 single crochet in every single stitch for 3 rounds. And then we'll start to see it take some shape. So keep working your single crochets and do 3 rounds, and I will see you at the end of round 5. Okay, so great job. Now we are going to start round 6, and this time we're going to start by chaining 10, and this is going to form an extension to the back of the bird plus a little tail. And so you'll see how this comes together, but it's a very interesting technique, and I really like this technique for creating some length on the back of a project. Okay, so we're going to skip the first chain, and we're going to slip stitch in the second stitch from the hook, and then in the next 4 as well we're going to slip stitch. So we'll have 5 slip stitches all together at the end of the tail, and that's going to form the tail. And then we're going to single crochet in the last 4 chains, and that's going to be part of the body. So the tail is the 5 stitches at the end, and later you'll see we're going to skip those so that we'll have the tail. Okay, so single crochet down here in the last 4, and then you're going to single crochet in the same stitch that we last stitched in at the base. Right there, we're going to go ahead and single crochet again in that stitch, and then we're going to single crochet 16 around the head. So the round part that looks like a cap, that's the head, and we're just going to single crochet in every stitch till we get back to the extension part. So go ahead and do that, and I will come back at the end of the round. Okay, so here we are, almost finished with the 16 stitches around the head. And here I'm doing the last single crochet. And then we're going to start working around this extension piece. So we're going to work on the bottom of the chains. On the right side of this extension, it's the bottom of the chain stitches that we did. So they're not regular stitches. We're just going to put our hook under one little thread of yarn or loop, but we're going to skip the first one. So I'm going to show you here which one we're going to skip. That one, just skip that one, and we're going to put our hook into the next one. And then we're going to single crochet 3 times. And then we're going to skip the end. So single crochet under that loop, it's just one little thread of yarn, and then I'm going to get my hook under the next little loop, which is the bottom of one of the chains, and then another one, and single crochet. So I did another single crochet here. I'm not sure that I meant to do that, but it turned out fine anyway. Okay, so now we have to push the end of the tail out of the way. We're going to skip all of this, 5 slip stitches on the end, and we're going to put our hook in that single crochet right there. There are 4 single crochets at the bottom there, and we have to kind of maneuver our hook over that tail piece and do a single crochet. So you'll have to adjust the tail and pull it out. It's going to be a little bit awkward right there, but you can do it, and if I can do it, you can do it. And so we're going to single crochet 4 down that piece till we get back to the end. So there, I pulled the tail out a little bit, and we're going to single crochet there, the last single crochet. Now I forgot to change colors here, so I took my hook out and I'm repositioning my hook in the 2 loops of the single crochet, and I'm going to finish the single crochet with red because I'm making a bluebird. You can use whatever colors you want, whatever you like, and that can look like different birds depending on your colors. Okay, so I changed colors in the last stitch. Now the next stitch is going to be the first stitch of each round from now on, but I'm trying to figure out which one is the first stitch. So there we go. I'm going to start single crocheting, and now this is round 7, and we're going to single crochet once in every stitch. So this part is easy around the head. We're just going to single crochet once in every stitch, but then when we get to the extension on the other side, I'll come back there and just go through that with you. It's pretty easy, but I'll walk you through that. Okay, I'll see you at the end of the 16 around the head. Okay, so we're back to around to the extension, and we're just going to follow those single crochets all the way around. So pretty easy, but we have to move the tail out of the way when we get to that and work underneath. But at this point you've got a single crochet for every stitch, and it's not as confusing as the last round. So just push that little tail up and out of the way, and you can see the stitches then, and just work around them and underneath the tail, and you'll be just fine. Okay, and then you're going to do 2 more rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch. So keep working and work your rounds, and I will see you at the end of round 9. great job for making it this far, and we are at the end of round 9, and I'm going to go ahead and add some safety eyes to my little bird. I'm going to put them between round 4 and 5, about 6 stitches apart. And you can do eyes in other ways. You can certainly embroider some eyes on, but I like to use safety eyes. They're pretty cute. And I'm going to put them in before I put the backs on, and I always recommend that you put them in and really carefully look at your project, make sure that they're in the right position. Sometimes it's hard when it's not stuffed yet, and it's not exactly shaped perfectly yet, so to see if it's in the right place, but just give it a good look before you put the backs on, because it's really hard to change it once you get the backs on. So don't put one eye on and then put the back on and then start putting the other eye on. Always put them both in, give it a nice good look, and make sure you like that position, and then you can put the backs on. All right. Because even though I looked at it several times, I think one of my eyes ended up a little too far back, actually. It looks a little funny when I look at it, but it's okay. It was just one stitch too far back on the left eye. But there you go. So get your safety eyes on, if you're going to use safety eyes at this point, because we're going to start decreasing and it'll get harder to get your fingers in there. So you might want to do that now. Sometimes if they stick out a little bit, you have to just push the back on a little, just a tiny bit more. There we go. I think that looks pretty good, although, like I said, I think the one on the left was a little farther back than the other one. But anyway, so we're going to start the next round, and so I'm going to take out my stitch marker, and we'll start round 10. Round 10, we're going to start to do some decreasing. So we're going to single crochet 2 in a row, and then we're going to decrease, and we will repeat that sequence 6 times. So single crochet, and put your stitch marker back if you're using one. I always have to use a stitch marker. I need one to keep me on track. So there, just do a single crochet in the next stitch. And then you're going to do a decrease, and I always use an invisible decrease unless there is some reason why I can't use it or don't want to use it. I always do an invisible decrease, and you put your hook under the front loop of the next stitch and also the front loop of the stitch after that. Then pull your loops very tight when you're doing this, and yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, the 2 front loops, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops left on your hook, and you're ready to move on. Okay, that's called an invisible decrease. Okay, so keep on doing that till you get to the end, and I will meet you there. right. Well, now you're ready for round 11, I think. So let's get started on round 11. I'm going to take out my stitch marker for a moment, and we're going to decrease again. We're going to keep decreasing with each round until we close up our little bird. So we're going to single crochet in the first stitch. Actually, decrease first this time. So we're going to decrease in the first stitch, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker back in that stitch, and then we'll single crochet in the next stitch, and then we will repeat that sequence 6 times. So this stitch is just a regular single crochet stitch, and then we're going to decrease again. Whenever I say decrease, I mean invisible decrease, unless I were to say otherwise. So there you go. Single crochet, then decrease and single crochet, and just keep repeating that until you get to the end of the round, and I'll meet you back there. Okay, so go ahead and add your stuffing if you haven't already, and make sure it's well stuffed. And then we're just going to decrease 6 times to finish up our little bird. And then we can make it a little cute little beak for our bird and the wings, and then sew them on and it will be all finished. Okay, so go ahead and do your 6 decreases, and then we can close it up with our yarn needle. So if you finished your last 6 decreases, you can cut your yarn and pull your hook till the loop pulls the yarn all the way out, and then go ahead and thread your yarn needle, and we're going to close it up the bottom of our little bird, and you're just going to run your tail under the front loop of each of the last 6 stitches, and then pull it tight and hide your tail, and you'll be all finished with the bird. And then we can go ahead and finish up the details. So my tail was a little bit short, so sometimes it helps to put your needle in first so that the eye is closer to the project to get that little short tails through. Okay, and then pull it tight to close it up, and then just poke it right into the center, and then some people run it through the project a few times. Usually just pull it through like that, flatten the bottom a little bit, and that's usually enough. Depending on the situation, that's usually plenty. Okay, so there you go. You can trim off that little tail, and we can move on and make the beak and the wings. Oh, it's so cute already. I love this project. Alright, so grab some yellow, and we're going to make a little beak. And this is such a cute little beak pattern. Like if you make any other kinds of bird projects, this is a cute way to do a beak. So we're going to put our hook into the face of our project, just slightly up. I always hold it upside down like this, and just slightly to the right, you're going to put your hook into the face. Try to pick a stitch slightly to the right, put your hook in, and just insert your hook under some yarn there, wherever, and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through that loop to join the yarn. And we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do a half double crochet stitch right there in that same spot where we joined. There, and then right next to it on the face, we're going to insert our hook into another spot, and we're just going to do a single crochet stitch. And that is it for the beak. But the magic happens when you cut the yarn and pull it through. It just forms the cutest little shape of a beak. So go ahead and put those tails on your yarn needle. They're attached well because we crocheted into the face, so you can just pull them through without doing a stitch or doing any extra stitches. So I just pull it through, pull it tight, and then pull the other tail out. I always try to pull my two tails out the same spot so that I can tie them together in a knot, and that helps to secure it as well. But again, since we crocheted into the face, we don't have to worry about securing it too much. But as long as you get the two tails exactly out a hole between some stitches, then you can just tie them together, trim off the excess, and poke them inside, poke the knot inside, and that works really well. If you accidentally get one of the stitches not in the same hole, but if there's any yarn between the two tails, it will not work very well. So just trim off the excess, and then if you got them out the same hole, you can just poke that inside and it pops right inside and disappears. Isn't that cute? What a cute little bird. I just love this pattern. Okay, so now we're going to make some wings. And I'll just go over one wing, and of course you can make another one. So we're going to make a magic ring. You can take the same yarn as the top of the body, and this works for all colors of birds that you make. It's so cute if you use the same color as the head and the back for the wings, and then it kind of hides the color, the line of color where it changes a little bit when you sew it on. And so I just think that works really well. So chain, is that, what did I chain 2 or 3? Chain 2, make a magic ring and chain 2, and then you're going to half double crochet 2, and then you're going to double crochet 2 times, and then treble crochet once. And then you're going to make a picot stitch on top of the treble crochet. So here's our treble crochet. You yarn over twice for a treble crochet, then just treat it like a double crochet, yarn over and pull through 2 at a time. And then you're going to chain 2 to do our picot. So chain 2, and I like to slip stitch underneath those 2 threads at the top of the previous stitch. That's how I like to make my picots, and then just slip stitch right there. A lot of patterns will tell you to slip stitch in the second chain from your hook or the third chain, depending on how many you made, but I like to do it that way. So then treble crochet again. Here we go. And then you're going to do exactly what you did on the other side. You're going to double crochet 2. Here we go, double crochet 2 times, and then you're going to half double crochet 3 times because that beginning chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. So there's 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, and 3 half double crochets. And then you're just going to slip stitch to the second chain of that chain 2 at the beginning and close up the magic ring. Oh, chain 2. I think that was a mistake. Oh, that's right. You have to chain 2 and slip stitch. I don't know. I think I might have made a mistake there. But anyway, it worked out. And then tighten the magic ring, and then we're just going to slip stitch to, we're supposed to slip stitch to the second chain. Yeah, I think I made a mistake there. That's right. So here's how you should do this. Let me tell you how you should do this. At the end there, you half double crochet 3 and then just immediately slip stitch into the second chain of the beginning chain 2. I did make a mistake there. It looks much better if you do it the right way. Okay, and then you're going to sew it on to your little bird. So there are lots of methods to sew pieces onto your work. See, I'm trying to fix it here because it's just not looking right. So anyway, so I made a mistake. Okay, so I did an invisible finish, they call this. Okay, and then sewed it on. So it worked out just fine, but it'll be easier if you do it the right way instead of doing it like I did. All right, so go ahead and sew on your wings, make another wing and sew those on, and I will meet you at the end. So there's your adorable little bird all finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I just love this project. If there's anything you'd like to see a tutorial for, a crochet tutorial for, please let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'd really deeply appreciate that. Have a wonderful day.